Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Robinson here again, and we're going to continue our studies. We're going to dedicate this show to this very nice young man here in my class, and he's going to be learning about dividing rational numbers. So remember, if you need help with your homework, there's Dial a Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380, Monday to Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Give them a call. I think you'll like those people. Watch Dr. Rob YouTube study videos on YouTube. My channel name is Dan Robinson. Subscribe to my channel. My hope is that we can get another 1,000 subscribers. So help us out by telling your friends, telling your relatives, everybody you know to subscribe to my channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Write us a comment. I do write back. Check out our latest release, PKMS Math Prep 21. And you can tweet me at drobmath1. Don't forget to watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Optimum Cablevision, Channel 15, only in Peekskill. All right, let's get down to it. So quotient is the answer to division. Please note, type the problem exactly as shown. That's the key. Positive signs do not have to be typed in, so you should know that. All right. So here's our calculator, TI-30XII solar powered calculator. And there's a couple buttons and steps you should know. The two buttons I'm going to put a little accent on is the second button, which is up here, and the PRB button, which has the F arrow D button. F stands for fraction, D stands for decimal. It changes from a fraction to a decimal or vice versa, from decimal back to a fraction when you press that combination with the equal. So again, the steps would be press second, then press the PRB button, and then press enter to change your fraction to a decimal or vice versa. All right, let's get going. So let's find the quotient, write the fractions in simplest form. So I'm going to get my calculator, and you can use your decimals calculator if you desire. So negative 7.5, press my divided sign, and 3.75. And my answer is negative 2. So I don't have to worry about changing that to a fraction in simplest form. If you want to put a 1 under it, that's fine with me, but negative 2 would be okay. Let's try one more, and let's take a look at number 2, and let's get our calculator. Move over a little bit, Dr. Rob. Okay, so let's clear this. Negative 1/5, negative 1/5, and I got to use my ABC button so I can get my fraction there. And let's go down. 1/5, move over. So this is a different calculator, the TI-34, yours is a 30. So but it makes nice fractions. You're allowed to use this on the state test as well. So divided by, and put my parenthesis, negative, press my fraction button again, 2/3, move down, move over, and close my parenthesis, and I get 3/10. So what's nice about this calculator, it will simplify fractions for you. That's why I recommend it. Even though if you would have gotten 0.3, it will have to be changed to a fraction. So I'm going to do one more, but I'm going to get my calculator and I'm going to take it out of that mode, math print, and I want to change it to the classic mode. So let's press enter so you can now see it. So now it's in classic mode, classic being in old-fashioned, which makes it a classic. So I'm going to type 6.7 and press divide by parenthesis, negative 4, close parenthesis, and notice I get negative 1.675. But here's the problem. I am supposed to make this a fraction into simplest form. Well, how do I do that, Dr. Rob? Well, you press second and your ABC button, which has your FIIOD, fraction to decimal, and it'll take your answer and change it from a fraction to a decimal when you press enter. And there it is, 1U65/1000. Now, this calculator is not as good as the calculator you have because I have a simplify button, which means I got to keep simplifying till it goes down. So I got 1 and 35, 1 and -1, and 135 200ths. I can press simplify again, and one of the factors they factored out was by 5, and it goes down to -1 and 27/40. So let me press my simplify button again. Oops, quit that. Back up, and let me press simplify again. So let's simplify that again. And it looks like -1 and 27/40 would be the answer. So let me just make sure by pressing simplify one more time. Yep, I seem to be stuck on that. So -1 and 27/40 will be my answer for this question. So I had to keep pressing simplify a bunch of times, and -1 and 27/40 would be my answer. Okay, so I'm going to go to Desmos calculator for a second so we can see Desmos in action, because we should have both calculators represented here. So Desmos, and here's my Desmos calculator. I'm going to do that question one more time, and it was 6.7 divided by, notice it puts a fraction up here, that's why I like Desmos a little bit more, divided by parenthesis -4. Notice we don't have to worry about the negative button. Close my parenthesis, press enter, and there is my answer right there. -675, -1.675, and right next to it is the fraction button to convert. So if I press that, I get -67/40. Now, Dr. Rob, is that the same as the other answer I got? Well, you can take this fraction, and let me take that answer, and let me change it to a decimal. So I get -1.675 again, or I could have pressed this button and go back and forth with it. But I'm going to get rid of the answer, the -1, by adding 1 to it. And this will be our next video that we'll be doing. That way, because I'm only interested in the 675. So if I turn that into a fraction, there's the 27/40 I was interested in. So my first part of the answer was -1, but the last part, the 675, is the 27/40. So when we said our answer was 1 and -1 and 27/40, then we were correct. So that's going to be our next video we're going to work on when we convert between fractions and decimals. So that's a good video to look forward to. Well, I hope you understand what's going on. Let's get into complex fractions for a quick second. Complex fractions are when you have fractions on top of fractions in the numerator or the denominator, sometimes both. So we have to learn how to deal with it. So your first step is take the numerator, type it into your calculator. So -1/5. We would type that in our calculator. Next step, press the division symbol. So if you remember from some time ago, I said fractions are really division problems. So we would press the division symbol. Next step, type the denominator into your calculator. So we type all that in, and we would get our answer of 146. Are you sure, Dr. Rob? I didn't see it on your calculator. So let's get it. Let's clear it up and make sure we got it right. So first thing you do, type your numerator, which is 1. And let me just get my ABC button because I want to make sure you see this very well. So let me go back to my mode and turn it into class, get it off of classic, and go back to math print so you can see my ABC fraction button very nicely. So let's quit out of that. All right, so is my first fraction on the top, and I'm going to press it again because I want a fraction on the top. So negative 1 on the bottom of that. Let me go down. Fifth, and let me go down. I want another fraction on the bottom of that. Negative, oops, go back. That was negative, and let me go back. Yeah, negative 1/5 again. Let's go down. And let me move back because I want to put a a 9, oops, a negative 9, negative 9. And let me move over, delete that. So there it is. Okay. Now it looks exactly the same as what I have there. Negative 1/5 on the top, negative 9 and 1/5 on the bottom, and that should give us 5 and 230th, Dr. Rob. Maybe you have to simplify that. So I got to press my simplify button and simplify a little bit more. There it is, 1 and 146. So I know I got it right. So I had to do a little work, and complex fractions are like that, where you're going to have to do some work because they are a little complicated more than usual. So if you haven't seen my videos on complex fractions, take a look at them. They're pretty good. All right, so I hope you understand what's going on. Check your understanding. And if you're not sure, write down your questions because I'm sure you may have questions. Bring it in tomorrow. I'll be glad to answer them in class. So here's some more questions for you to do. It's just good practice. Remember, you have to change them to a decimal. So change them to a fraction. So change them to a fraction. So type them into your calculator. Let's get 1 up and get it out of the way. So I'll try number 5, negative 2/7. So negative 2/7, and I still have it in this mode. You'll have to use your ABC mode, ABC button, divided by, and fraction button again, 10, and move down, sevenths. Move over. All right, that looks exactly like that. Let me press enter, and I get negative 14 over 70, and I notice they end in even numbers, so I can divide by 2. So let me press simplify. Yep, I divided by 2, and I get negative 7 over 35. And can I divide that a little bit more? Let's see. Press simplify again. S. And I get down to negative 1/5. So I'm going to say my answer is negative 1/5 for this one in simplified form. Put it down there. There we go, negative 1/5. So you may have to simplify to lowest terms. So take a look at that. I'm glad we have the decimals calculator to make sure it simplifies. But if you have this calculator, you have to press simplify. So good luck with your uh, homework. I think you'll do well if you follow those steps. You may have to watch the video again if you're not unsure, but make sure you write down questions so we can go over it again. So here's some more questions for you. There's one I'm looking for. So I'm going to call it quits and get ready for work. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, if you need help, there's Dollar Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380, Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can watch my tutorial videos on YouTube. My channel name is Dan Robinson. Subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Write us a comment. If you need, if you want, I do write you back and let me know how we're doing. Check out our latest release, PKMS Math Prep 21. You can tweet me at drobmath1. Don't forget to watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Optimum Cablevision, Channel 15. If you would like some more information and problems on the topics that we just did, you can write me at drobinson@peekskillschools.org. And there's a little clip from The Pandemic, Math Prep 21. Good movie. So this, again, is dedicated to our nice little student, Nick there. So good going, Nick. Keep it up the good work. Good work. Dividing rational numbers is what he talked about. So enjoy your day, and I will see you in class. That's it for Dr. Rob. I am signing off now. Bye-bye.